Hi, my name is Jennifer Mullins. I'm the owner of Mullins Tutoring Incorporated. Today I'm going to review adding and subtracting integers. At the top of the page, I've drawn a number line, and we start with 0 in the center. All the numbers to the right of 0 are positive, and all the numbers to the left of 0 are negative. So let's look at some examples of adding integers. Our first equation is 4 plus 3. Both of these numbers are positive. If there is not a sign in front of it, it means it is a positive number. So 4 plus 3 is 7. So our answer would be 7. Let's look at our next problem. We have negative 6 minus 5. Another way that we can rewrite this is negative 6 plus negative 5. Because a positive times a negative is going to give us a negative, which we see up here. So if the signs are opposite, that tells us that that is going to be a negative number. So now what we're looking at is adding two negative numbers. Since the signs are the same, our answer is going to be negative. 6 plus 5 is 11. Negative 6 minus 5 is equal to negative 11. If we looked on our number chart, we would be starting at negative 6 and going down to the left 5 places, and that would get us to negative 11. All right, let's look at the next problem. We have negative 25 plus 16. So here we have, excuse me, a negative and a positive, because this would be the same as saying the first number is going to stay the same, negative 25 plus a positive 16. So let's talk about absolute value. An absolute value is the distance from 0 to a number on the number line. We use two parallel lines and we put the number inside. Excuse me. So we have negative 25 and the absolute value, and that's how you would read this. The absolute value of negative 25 is 25, and the absolute value of 16 is 16. So now we want to look at which number is further away from 0. Well, 25 is greater than 16, so 25 is further away from 16. So that tells me I'm going to keep the negative sign. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put equals negative, because that's one of the biggest mistakes people make, is they forget to put the right sign. So I'm just going to put that down immediately. Now, when I have two different signs, I'm always going to be subtracting. I'm going to have 25 minus 16. So even though the negative sign is in front of the 25, this is just telling me I'm subtracting, and I've already placed the negative sign for my answer. 5 is less than 6, so I'm going to borrow 10 from the 2. 15 minus 6 is 9. 1 minus 1 is 0. So my answer is going to be negative 9. So negative 25 plus 16 is negative 9. So if I had the negative 25 on the number line, I could start there and work my way up 16 places, and that would get me to negative 9. All right, let's look at doing subtraction. Here we have negative 32 minus negative 19. So just like we did over with addition, what we're going to do is we have negative 32 and then negative times a negative is going to be plus 19. So even though this is a subtraction problem, when we have the two different signs, a negative times a negative is equal to a positive. And a positive times a positive is a positive. When the signs are different, that's when we're looking at that negative. So here we have negative 32 plus 19. 32 is the greater absolute value because it is further away from 0. So now we're just going to do 32 minus 19. We'll borrow from the 3. 12 minus 9 is 3, and 2 minus 1 is 1. So I'm going to bring my negative sign down, and negative 32 plus 19 is negative 13. Let's look at our next problem. So here we have negative 7 minus positive 3. Well, since we have that two different signs, the negative and the positive, that's going to end up being negative 7 minus 3. And let's use our number line for this. So since we've got two negatives, we know our answer will be negative. So if we started at negative 7, we could go down 1, 2, 3 places, and that's going to give us a negative 10. Let's look at our last problem. We have negative 5 minus negative 2. We'll just bring our negative 5 over. I'm just going to erase this part up here so we can use the number line again. And then negative times a negative is going to be a positive, so it's going to be negative 5 plus 2. So we can see that our absolute value of 5 is greater than 2, and that tells me that I'm going to have a negative answer. So let's start at negative 5. Now when we have a positive number, we are going to go towards the positive side, which means we're going to go up. So we'll go 1, 2, so negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. So we can use our number line to help us when we're trying to solve or adding or subtracting with integers. Remember, when we're trying to decide whether to use, if it's going to be a positive or negative number, we just look at the absolute value, which is the distance of a number to 0. I hope that this video was helpful. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel and check out my other math videos. Thank you so much.